Welcome to Mini Trek, episode 3 I'm presuming, and this one is on holograms, and how they're really fucking confusing in the Star Trek franchise. So, when we were first introduced to these holograms, it was explained differently to how it was later on, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you have suggestions for what you want me to talk about next, just tell me. So the holodecks in the original series of TNG, which isn't the beginning, because they appeared in the TOS animated series as the Rec Room, and it was environments. It wasn't actually, I would say, a holodeck in the same level. But when we're introduced to them in the next generation, the holodeck is a room, of which is computer generated, but it uses the power of the replicators in terms of it builds the actual environment from real matter, and it's essentially a real environment in a room. And there is walls, and it doesn't move completely, and it's explained more like the computer's replicating system builds an actual real environment of which it moves around, disintegrates and rebuilds. And later on, it gets a little bit wacky.
I believe these simulations could be this real.
Much of it is real, sir. If the transporters can convert our bodies to an energy beam, then back to the original pattern.
Yes, of course. And these rocks and vegetations have much simpler patterns.
Correct, sir.
The main question being for the hologram is, if there's more than one person in a room and they go in different directions, how does the hologram move in all the different directions? Is it a full of the light? Does it minimize the space around them? It's a really, really sort of interesting way to get around it. So we also have this interplay of the holographic characters. How real are they? How not real are they? In TNG later on, when they introduce the real characters in The Big Goodbye with Moriarty, they're meant to be energy and light, which is different from the description in the Next Generation in the beginning, which was it's sort of almost a part of the replicator system. So we go into all these projections of light and matter, and it kind of doesn't make sense. The holodeck really doesn't make sense. And then how smart are the AI characters in there? Are they NPCs? Are they just running through things? And that's kind of what they're described as. But as soon as the character of Moriarty, played by the butler from The Nanny, who is fantastic, by the way, as soon as he gets enough knowledge by being telling the computer to create a character that could beat Data, he becomes self-aware. So is he alive or is he dead? Is he self-aware because the computer's given him the ability to be self-aware? Is he actually alive? This is taken to a whole new level when we go to the USS Voyager with the character the Doctor, who is an emergency medical hologram of whom can only operate within sickbay, and he takes care of the crew. Now, because he's on so much, he has to develop other algorithms. He starts tinkering with his own algorithms. But how much of that is real and a fallacy? Now, they have holodeck adventures in Voyager, they have holodeck adventures in Deep Space Nine. All the Star Treks have a holodeck adventure. And undoubtedly, the holodeck adventure goes wrong. For example, when Moriarty becomes more sentient, he tries to take over the ship. We also have where they use the holodeck for hunting sports in, for example, Voyager, where the Hirogen are using it to test out how they can kill humans. We have holograms who've become aware, who take over a ship with a holographic emitter. We have the safety protocols, and the safety protocols are the weirdest thing, because why would you design a realistic light energy matter converter holodeck and give it the ability to kill you? Why would you have that safety on and off switch? Unless they're doing training where they want people to feel a sense of danger and have that sense of danger be real. That is the most interesting thing about the holodeck. Why are those safety features there? We see in Star Trek First Contact, the 8th Star Trek film, Captain Picard goes into a hologram of his liking, The Big Goodbye, of which he makes the bullets real, and he can shoot a Borg. which brings along a whole list of things. Are those bullets real? Because he kills Borg. The Borg have an energy shield around that can stop electrical energy from modern Star Trek weapons, but can't stop these bullets. But these bullets are made by the Holodecks, so technically they're just light and inanimate matter anyway. But in the way this is taught, this is real. So does that mean that those bullets are actual bullets? And it once again falls into that nondescript sort of, they kind of explain it as it's replicator transporter technology creating light and matter in order to solve things, but at the same time they're all NPCs and it's not really real, and they play on this a lot in Star Trek, and it's a really weird invention of the TNG era, which hasn't really gone into the, I want to say, the Strange New Worlds era, a little bit in Discovery, but not much, and a little bit in Enterprise. But it's a really interesting area of the ship and a technology that takes two past technologies, the transporter and the replicator, combines them to make a real environment. It is actually a fantastic invention, and people like, in a lot of the Star Trek Discovery documentaries for the newer Star Treks, they talk about the AR wall, which is a wall of screens that pretty much shows the backgrounds of the scenes that they're doing, which I would say is more akin to the matte paintings of the backgrounds in TOS, not like the holodeck. But apparently they call it the holodeck. What do you feel about the holodeck technology? Do we all know that it's probably constantly used for porn or weird sex stuff? And also people wanting to kill themselves, apparently. I've been Trek Trav. Make sure to come back next week for another mini Treks, and let's keep going.